Hi, this is an interview for Edularity. Today we are with Dr. Brian Ray. Schools are not providing enough well education for the kids, not necessarily just academically, but socially as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good thing to think about. Some people will look at a homeschool family or homeschool community or homeschool movement and say, oh, it's just reactive. They're just trying to get away from something that they fear, they hate. And this is actually what a lot of often critical theory or neo-Marxist professors will say. They're trying to put them in a box of reactionary. And if only the government schools could be improved like we've been trying for 50 years, if only that, then everybody would love the government public schools. But the parents are saying, we want something good for our children. I think that historically and philosophically, we need to not think of public schools as the default setting. In other words, public schools in the United States did not come with God and the flag in America. They did not come with that. They came later. What a lot of parents see is they just have a young child who maybe is only 3 years old, and they're already starting to think and dream about what's best for the child, and they never put them in an institutional school because they think that something like home education can do well for the child educationally, academically, educationally, socially, educationally, philosophically / religiously. They just think it looks really good, and they do it. Other parents, yes, they are reactive. They maybe have their child in public school, and the child's 8 years old, and there have been a lot of problems. Maybe the child isn't learning well. Maybe somebody's bullying the child. Maybe the school is politically too conservative for the family. Maybe the school for the family is too liberal. It could be either one. So then they react and get out to do something better. Research tells us this. Later they find out, wow, it's not just reactive. We see a lot of proactive good reasons for doing homeschooling. That's very common. And as I'm telling these stories, I'm mostly telling you research mixed with experience. So this part that I just explained about why people homeschool, that's based on research and my experience with families. And that's what we see. They homeschool for a lot of reasons, but these reasons have been stable over time, basically. So for 30 years of research says, why do people home educate? They tell us a lot of things. They say we want a strong academic education for the children. We want to spend more time with our children. They say we want stronger family relationships, and we think we can get that if we spend more time together. Parent with child, child with child. They tell us they want guided social interaction for their children. They say we don't want to just throw a child in with 25 semi-randomly selected peers, let it rip for 12 years, and then see how they come out at the end. We want to help them in their interactions with other people. We want them to engage with different ages of people. We want them to interact with more than just a government-approved teacher. We want them to interact with more than just a government-approved curriculum. So they believe it's their job, their responsibility, their right as parents to help their children in their social development. Another reason parents tell us to homeschool is that they want to individualize and customize the curriculum for each child according to his or her strengths and weaknesses and dreams and desires. Mariana, these are things that school teachers dream of doing.
Exactly.
School teachers want this. You're like, oh my, this would be like nirvana, heaven on earth. And generally, if home educating parents want to do it, they get to do these things. Then also, parents tell researchers that they do believe it's their job to transmit values and belief and worldview. It's not the government's job to transmit values, belief, and worldview. So those are two different ways of seeing the life of raising children in a society. Let's face it, public schools have a government-approved, government-selected curriculum. And some people would argue and say, it's not government-approved, it's local people. Well, really, it's basically government-approved. And it goes through an elite group of people who get to choose what children are going to learn. And now, one thing that has changed some in the last 10 or so years is that we have seen in the United States more and more people from different ethnic, racial minorities homeschooling. So in the United States, for a long time, for the last 50 years, 60 years, Black families have been telling, oh, public schools are what you need. They will help your children so much. They will save your people. And now today, many African-American families are saying, it's 60 years after a Supreme Court case that desegregated public schools, and Black children are still at the bottom of the totem pole in academic achievement. And this is research and my talking with Black families. Maybe someday public schools will be better, but we're not going to wait 12 years while our child grows up. We're going to home educate our child.
Wow.
The research also shows us, as I alluded to earlier, a lot of parents and teenagers who choose homeschooling, their reasons for homeschooling change over time, or they become more multifaceted or richer in why they homeschool. That's a quick summary of the research on reasons for homeschooling.
Are you listening? Damn.